straightforwardly put vulnerable minors at extraordinary risk, both candidly and physically. She has also been recorded in over 50 clips and screenshots debilitating people online, and I possess screenshots evidencing grooming of minors, affirming that her behavior is deliberate and planned. This is not a request. It is an urgent call for intervention. This level of risk posed by the individual is the foremost pressing concern in this case is the archived, rehashed, and public expression of vile threats made by Shay Henson. These threats are not dubious or implied. They are unequivocal, deliberate, and accompanied by disturbing behavior that illustrates both intent and capability. On one occasion, while broadcasting live on a social media, I almost said social media, y'all, on a social media platform called TikTok, Ms. Henson has brandished a weapon. In one notable instance, she retrieved a large potato peeler while on camera, audibly striking it against her vanity table during a live stream. And let me change the background so y'all can see it as well, even though it's kind of small. In another directly inferring her preparedness to use lethal force against anyone who approaches her residence. This incident was witnessed by a live online audience, meaning her threats are not only alarming in content, but also in their public and performative nature. In another separate broadcast, Ms. Henson could be heard explaining verbatim, "Where's my potato peeler at, bro?" I'm sorry. This is what I'm talking about. It's not that it's being written out. Okay. "Where's my potato peeler at, bro?" Her behavior during this live session was erratic and aggressive, consistent with an individual experiencing a loss of control. In addition, Ms. Henson has made repeated threats of bodily harm utilizing unequivocal language. On one occasion, she screamed uproariously for an amplified period of time, which she happens to do a lot, to the point where her viewers allude to it as, quote unquote, crashing out. But this particular time, she said that she would, in quotes, hurt a hoe, verbally illustrating violent intent without provocation. These episodes happen as often as possible and with such intensity that her neighbors, counting families with young children, are unfortunately put in an unsafe living environment. Her upheavals are troublesome, terrifying, and by their nature make an unstable atmosphere in her apartment complex that postures an immediate risk of heightening into physical bio. Her behavior cannot be dismissed as idle online posturing. It is patterned, escalating, and parasocial in nature, meaning she engages with all audiences in a way that blurs the line between performance and genuine intent. This significantly increases the danger as her volatile state is triggered by ordinary online interactions, such as comments during her live streams. This risk expands past her online presence. On the off chance that Ms. Henson is willing to brandish weapons and use vile dangers over minor incitement on the internet, the hazard to her children amid visitation is unsatisfactorily high. With her court hearing scheduled for October regarding regaining custody, it is imperative that mediation happens before any reinstatement of parental rights. To restore the children to her care at this stage would be to intentionally expose them to an unstable, savage, and erratic environment. For these reasons, I am urging MPD to treat this matter as an imminent public safety incident, requiring immediate investigation, coordinated response as CPS, and direct intervention. Similarly disturbing and maybe indeed more critical is Ms. Hinton's documented engagement in conversations that constitutes online grooming of minors. These are not allegations without substance. I possess numerous screenshots of her interactions with minors under the age of 18 that demonstrate both awareness and intent. In one admission, Ms. Hinton herself acknowledged that these behaviors occurred years ago and explicitly stated if it bothered the viewers that bad for them to go to the police with it. This statement, in her own words, is both an acknowledgement of past misconduct and a challenge for law enforcement to act. I am taking her at her word by bringing this matter directly to the proper authorities. Among the most disturbing evidence, solicitation of inappropriate images. Ms. Hinton directly asked minors to send her bathing suit photos, knowing full well that they were under the age of 18. Actual conversations with minors. She spoke graphically about actual acts she had profound with adult men, sharing these details with underage girls in a manner designed to actualize them and blur age boundaries. Switching pages, y'all. Rug references. She admitted to being, in her own words, on some GAY shit and spoke about introducing minors to rugs, further compounding the endangerment. This is classic predatory behavior. It reveals a deliberate attempt to desensitize children to explicit content, normalize inappropriate adult-to-child interactions, and break down barriers that protect minors from exploitation. The existence of many separate screenshots documenting the exchanges are not speculative. It is concrete evidence of criminal conduct. Any adult soliciting actualized images, discussing rugs, or introducing actual materials to minors is engaging in grooming behavior as defined under both state and federal child protective laws. It isn't only a matter of public safety, but moreover, a matter of lawful obligation for law enforcement to investigate this conduct. To permit a person with a recorded history of child abuse and neglect charges, combined with evidence of online grooming to regain care or unsupervised visitation of children, could be a dereliction of obligation and a catastrophe within the making. For this reason, I am demanding that the evidence be reviewed immediately by MPD in coordination with CPS and cybercrime investigators. Immediate intervention is not optional. It is necessary to safeguard minors from a known and self-admitted predator. The impact of Ms. Hinton's behavior expands far beyond her online presence. Her interactions have made an antagonistic, hazardous environment inside her apartment complex and neighborhood. Various recordings and eyewitness accounts show her shouting at the top of her lungs, brutally striking her own phone amid live streams, and exhibiting wild rage to the point of nearly overturning furniture. These behaviors are not confined to private spaces. Neighbors, counting families with young children, are frequently exposed to her rough upheavals. Child. She has been observed. Sorry. She has been observed standing in her apartment complex and in public spaces, shouting that she wants women to come and fight her, demonstrating a willingness to escalate internet disputes into physical violence in her immediate community. One documented interaction with the neighbor, when casually asked how she was doing, she responded by stating people online were frustrating her and that she was waiting to fight them. Sorry. Who is this letter about? This letter is about the Apple Store girl. And again, for those that may be new to this stream right now, I am reading a letter that was drafted and forwarded to the proper authorities. This is a call to action to have Shay Hinton investigated for her predatory online behavior. And this was drafted by an anonymous group of child advocates, for those that may be new. Okay. This exchange alone highlights her inability to separate online provocations from her real world environment, placing those around her at continuous risk, including her two sons, M and A. It is not only her neighbors who suffer from this chaos. The greatest tragedy lies in the fact that Ms. Hinton has already demonstrated catastrophic neglect and abuse of her own children. Records indicate that her children missed more than 92 days of school, were found severely malnourished to the point of visible ribs, and were living in conditions described by witnesses as beyond deplorable, including the presence of maggots in the household. These are not minor lapses in judgment. They are life-threatening failures of care that should have been permanently barred from her custody. Yeah, it's very long, and the thing about it is all the stuff that she's done. I honestly believe that all of it, and that's what they need. For these reasons, I am demanding immediate coordinated intervention by the MPD to investigate threats of VIO, online grooming, and public disturbances, CPS, to ensure that Ms. Hinton's children are fully protected and shielded from any visitation or custody, and the Alphabet Boys, to review her online grooming of minors, to review her letting her young niece be SA'd, VIO'd while on live stream, doing absolutely nothing about it, and her interstate threats made through social media platforms. Next page. They also want her landlord or the housing authority to address the ongoing danger she poses to her neighbors and the failure to enforce safety standards within the complex. This is not a matter that can wait until October. It cannot wait until tomorrow, next week, or next month. The urgency is immediate and absolute. Ms. Hinton is a threat and a danger to society, and if intervention does not occur now, the risk of catastrophic harm is inevitable. Her behavior has crossed every boundary of acceptable conduct. She is violent, troublesome, predatory, and reckless. The failure of CPS to act within the past has only encouraged her further. It is now the obligation of law enforcement and child protection agencies to step in where others have failed. Did you mean to come up, Prince?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry, Roxy.
Okay. I am submitting evidence with the expectation that it will be acted upon urgently, thoroughly, and without delay. The safety of children, neighbors, and the broader community depends on it. In addition to the aforementioned grooming of minors, Ms. Hinton has demonstrated an alarming pattern of abuse and neglect towards children in her care, including her own children and extended family members. On one documented live stream, she permitted her niece, a child under the age of 12, to be assaulted on a live stream of over 100 viewers. Ms. Hinton did not intervene to protect the child. The victim's mother, who is Ms. Hinton's sister, was made aware of this incident and severed all contact and permanently forbade Ms. Hinton from seeing her niece. Shockingly, this matter was never reported to law enforcement. It is imperative that this evidence be revisited by proper authorities, such as behavior reflects a willful failure to protect a child in imminent danger. Further evidence shows that one of Ms. Hinton's own sons had appeared on a live stream disclosing that a man had actually violated him. Instead of taking protective action, Ms. Hinton paused the live stream. Ms. Hinton has repeatedly humiliated, degraded, and abused her children. Recordings show her spitting on one of her sons, calling her children ugly and dumb as fuck, outright stating she did not want either of them. In text exchanges with the minor she was grooming online, she admitted to giving her son an old-fashioned slave whooping. And separate accounts confirmed that she once put her son into a coma. This level of brutality and neglect far surpasses the scope of CPS alone. These are not isolated occurrences of destitute judgment, but a consistent, documented pattern of child abuse, neglect, and psychological torment. Permitting her any form of visitation with children places them in direct peril, supervised or unsupervised. Equally concerning is the fact that Ms. Hinton's house is currently being subsidized by the government, despite the overwhelming evidence of abuse and criminal activity tied to her. It is a matter of public outrage that taxpayer funds are being used to sustain the living arrangements of an individual whose conduct mirrors the brutality of notorious offenders. Would the government have subsidized the living expenses of known predators like Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer? Absolutely not. Yet Ms. Hinton, who has left a clear chair of abuse, neglect, and predatory behavior, continues to benefit from public resources rather than facing the full consequences of her actions. This goes far beyond neglect. It goes far beyond CPS oversight. It is a matter of public safety and child protection on a federal scale. Ms. Hinton is not simply a negligent parent. She is a danger to children, her neighbors, and the community at large. For this reason, I am demanding not only further investigation, but a comprehensive law enforcement intervention, including full search and raid on her apartment. Given the extent of her misconduct, there is no telling what evidence of abuse, exploitation, or illicit content may exist within her possession, and suspected drug use only compounds the risk she poses. Last page. This woman has demonstrated repeatedly that she is unstable, violent, and becoming increasingly more violent, predatory, and unfit to remain in the community without immediate intervention. For the safety of all children she has harmed or could harm in the future, Ms. Hinton must be held to the same standard as all child abusers and predators. She must face arrest, prosecution, and incarceration. Anything less would be a dereliction of duty by the agencies charged with protecting the vulnerable. As a person who is an advocate for children, who has witnessed and documented this alarming behavior, I must state plainly, you have no choice but to intervene. The risks are immediate, escalating, and dangerous, not only to vulnerable minors online, but also to her neighbors, her community, and most importantly, her two sons. This is no longer a matter of speculation, but of urgent public safety. We are all extremely frightened by her conduct and deeply concerned that if swift action is not taken, the consequences will be severe and irreversible. I am urging the MPD to act with the highest priority before her upcoming custody hearing and to ensure that protective measures are enforced without delay. Something must be done, and it must be done now. And The panel is open for discussion. If anyone has any thoughts, if anyone thinks that this letter has taken it too far, you're more than welcome to come up and speak your piece on it. This is a discussion panel, and we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Shay? Are you here? Do you have any thoughts on...
Do I have any thoughts, concerns, or questions on what was just written? Just read out loud?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I think it was very well written. It documented, exactly what we've seen online. In the letter, it also gave attention to the fact that they do have proof of what they're speaking on and that they can send it. So I feel like it's a very open-ended letter as well, because, they're saying, hey, we kind of need somebody to follow up on this. And if someone does pick it up and follow up, then I'm sure they're going to ask for exactly what they were requesting. Well, the person stated that they had in their possession, they're going to request that. So I don't think it's too far. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I in terms of me casting judgment on anyone for taking action, what they consider to be too far, that is only, that's what they think is too far. I don't think it's too far, because people who get away with everything, that's the reason why shit is the way it is today. And that's the reason why I feel like most people are like, oh yeah, I feel like y'all, you're doing too much, your letter's too much, having panels discussing her is too much, doing this is too much. Like, what is too much exactly? You know what I mean? That's personal. You know what I mean? That what may be too much to me is not too much for the next person. So I think it's a great, well-written, well-documented letter. And I hope that it gets the attention that it deserves, because I don't feel like people should be able to do crimes because that's what she committed. Like, having those types of conversations with minors is exploitation. So, and if any of those minors are in a different state, that's another charge, FYI. So that's a crime. Like, the fuck? Like, literally, what? Chris Hansen has a whole fucking show over shit like this. And then there will be people who are predators who sympathize with the predators. And they're like, well, don't you feel like the person who was pretending to be 13, that's entrapment? It's just like that argument. They'd be like, well, that person who was pretending to be 13 is not really 13. They're actually 27. But and they were really coming on to me and blah, 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 blah. And the person didn't even exist. That's not even a real 13-year-old. Like, what? It's still the fact that you got into your car and you traveled across state lines, like, to meet this alleged 13-year-old. Like, the shit still didn't happen, and it doesn't take away from the fact that you did it. Just like what Shay did with this group chat. It doesn't take, just because it was 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it doesn't take away, it doesn't absolve her of anything. She still fucking did it. She's just mad that it's been brought up, came out and admitted to doing this. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. So no, I don't think they went too far at all in regards to this letter, because just because you committed a crime and you thought that you could get away with a crime and now you're not getting away with the crime, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, if there's some kind of action that comes from shining light onto what you did, then yeah, there should be a punishment for it. You should not think for a moment that it's okay for you to talk to minors about schmexually stuff. You should not be talking about that. You should not be talking to minors about schmex. You shouldn't be asking for lingerie pics. You shouldn't be asking for bikini pics. That shit is inappropriate, period.
And like I said earlier, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't want to see no kids in their underwear or lingerie. Like that's not something that I desire to see. So if a person who is supposed to be a normal human being, or what they want to portray as normal, and for the people that support it, I'm sure you don't want nobody seeing your kids in their drawers. And what is a minor doing with lingerie in the first place for somebody to even ask? That's not normal. It's sick, it's nasty, it's disgusting, it's out of line, it's weird as fuck. Very weird. So for y'all to come over here and tell us that we need to let it go and that was in the past and all of that, ask yourself, do I want to see a little girl in some damn lingerie? Just ask yourself that question before you comment. Because I damn sure don't want to see no little girl in no motherfucking lingerie.
That part. I don't know, like... it's weird. It's just weird as shit because, like, what do you mean? Like, just because you got away with a crime doesn't mean that you're not, like, a criminal. You know what I mean? People solve, cold cases for unalivings. And when you see someone get arrested for unaliving, you don't say, well, they unalived a bunch of homeless people and hitchhikers, and they didn't really have any family that cared for them or searched for them or looked for them, and they're buried in unmarked graves and unidentifiable. Who cares about the people who were unalived and weren't able to be located? It's still a fucking crime. Like, it's still a crime. So you commit a crime, there's consequences for when you commit crimes. And even though people are making light of the group chat, had it been someone's daughter, niece, a friend, you wouldn't think that shit was okay. You would not think that shit was okay. If it was your daughter in that group chat and a grown-ass woman is preying on them, asking them personal questions, asking them for photos of themselves, pictures of themselves, which that could have turned into CP, by the way. Just want to put that out there as well. That was so close to being CP. Had those pictures shown up in that group chat, that's CP. I don't know why. Like, that's also a fucking crime. But people are making so light of the situation. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Just because it happened so long ago and it's being brought up now, where we just found out about it.
Can we get out of the habit of saying that it happened so long ago? Because to be honest with you, 6 years, I mean, and this is just me coming from my age. I am 37 years old. 6 years was not a long time ago. It really wasn't.
It really wasn't. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago.
Like, it's been a good little minute since COVID happened, but COVID was not that long ago. It was not that long ago. Now I could see 15 years. Then I feel like we could say, oh, that was a little longer. But when it comes to somebody doing something to kids, 15 is not a long time.
It's not. Why do you think in some states they have a longer statute of limitations when it comes to sexual crimes? Because they know that victims, most oftentimes than not, do not report those crimes. So they made the statute of limitations in some states 7 years, or in some states 40, 45, or there is no statute, because those people deserve justice no matter what time they come to terms and feel like they need to air out what happened to them. Mm-hmm. That's why those laws exist.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so, everybody.
I was thinking, like, what about the girls that didn't come forward, like the little side conversation? So,
okay,
it could.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, I already said
this is what we're gonna do today. We're going to have her come up. Let's do this. Let's save. Y'all. Wait a minute. In the comments, let's hold off on replying to her. let's have her come up and say what she needs to say to us. Because again, people make themselves look stupid when they come in here while we are actively talking about Lashay's predatory behaviors. And the question is, do y'all have a job? So let's allow her the space to come up here. Let me see if she will come up. Let's see if she'll come up before we start defending ourselves. Okay, so she doesn't want to come up. So whatever y'all doing, y'all go ahead and do it. But I just want to let you know, CMB, if you have children, I'm going to send a prayer up for your children. I pray that they are able to thrive and they're successful in life with a mother like you that is okay with defending a woman who was texting minors, asking them for bikini pics and asking them to do powder. I pray that your children are not exposed to anyone that will try to get them to do powder or ask them to send them lingerie pics. And I honestly would not be coming in here defending someone.
I even asked that. Not only that, I don't understand what employment has to do with bringing attention to someone who is not safe around children. It's just like with the boy about. You guys ask these questions like that. It takes away from someone basically influencing children on an app. I don't think a lot of them understand. She is escalating. That's the type of person, she can be anywhere. She think you look at her on anything, she's gonna want to fight. This lady is escalating, and she's doing it online. People are seeing this and thinking it's okay. They're enabling her. They're supporting her. They're making excuses for this behavior because they have somebody else at home doing the same thing. And guess what happens to them people at home? Guess what happens? Anybody got a clue? Anybody got an answer? Since you guys want to ask about that. They suffer, which means they come out into the world and then we suffer. I don't understand what you guys don't get. Oh, this letter is too far. It's not. She is literally online with something sharp poking at the phone. How, like, we're weird for bringing attention to this, but the person isn't weird for doing this. I really think a lot of you guys need to... I am not up to date on Hank at all. I'm still learning about Hank. But guess what I did?
She's asking the question, why do y'all care so much to make lives for hours is the real question. We're not answering, please, in the comments. We're not answering any more questions until she answers my initial question, which was, how is it that you can come in here while we're actively talking about minors being neglected, abused, and groomed? Do not answer her question. Please do not answer her question until she answers mine. How can you come in here and question us caring about minors being abused, neglected, and groomed? And then when you're able to answer that question, then I can answer another, or maybe someone else in here can answer one of your other questions, because I don't answer questions with questions.
Yes. It's very simple. For the people who are doing things like that, like I'm not paying you no mind. Whatever you say, whatever you say.
This is because maybe she doesn't understand. So let me just put it in layman terms for her. What you're doing is you are giving a predator the fuel to continue being a predator when you come in here and ask us if we have jobs and why do we care so much. We're talking about a predator. Hello?
Like, we're bringing attention to somebody's behavior.
Now, the thing is, you're asking us why we don't have jobs. Well, why doesn't Shay have a job? And I don't want to hear that people get her fired. Because let's be very clear. The only person on this earth that can get me fired from a job is me. And you know how I can get myself fired from the job? By displaying misconduct. Hello? So again, that's not all y'all do. Be fucking for real. Okay, once again. My main question to you is, why would us talking about her bother you more than her being a predator? Dom, did you mean to come up?
Yeah.
I wonder why. And see, this is classic. Okay, the kids have been taken. Okay, her niece was SA while she was on live installing a dead cat on her head. Okay, she ignored her niece's screams. All right, she was in a group chat texting minors. So we're not just talking about her children. We're talking about other children that she has displayed predatory behavior towards. You still not answering my question. And this be the thing about y'all when y'all come in here.
Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry, because I know you're addressing
questions with a question. What's the goal? I'm not answering any more of your questions until you answer mine. And no one else needs to be in the comments answering her questions. Do not engage with her. Do not engage with her. I want her to tell me, why is it okay to defend a predator?
CMB wants some attention. I'm convinced.
Quickly.
And Roxy, to piggyback off of, I'm not saying this to that person in the comments. This is just to piggyback off of what you said, Roxy. To think that the kids being taken is the job done. Again, this person is on a app that a lot of people can see doing behaviors that children can imitate because they think it's okay. A lot of people are dealing with things like this at home.
She's still not, she's saying everything else. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to answer a simple question.
Roxy,
Girl,
you know what I think?
Is a predator, period. So why are we taking up for the abuser and not for the victims? I don't get it. So let me ask you this. Since you said the children are not in her care anymore, she's not around her niece, she doesn't talk to the minors in the group chat. Do you believe that those individuals, those children are victims? Can y'all please stop responding to her in the comments, please? I want her to answer my questions because I'm trying to get an idea of who I'm dealing with. And so far, it's not looking too good, but I'm still giving her a chance. So, once again, do you feel as though the children that Shay has come in contact with are victims? Yes or no? And if y'all keep responding to her, I'm going to mute comments because she's trying to reply to y'all. Okay, obviously they are victims. Is that what you're saying? So here we go. You said that they're victims, but why would if they're victims, why would there be a but after that? Because when you're saying but, now you're negating what you said before you put but in the sentence. Hello? But two things can be true. What are the two things that are true? Name them for me, please. Enlighten me. because I don't want to assume anything that you're saying. So now I'm only going to say what it sounds like to me. This is a speculation. What it sounds like is you're saying that the children are victims, but we don't have a life. That's why I said don't even respond, because they do it to themselves every time. Even though I'm responding, I'm just saying, if y'all just let me cook.
It's your life.
And now you said what you said. Well, you didn't say anything because you're commenting. I invited you up and you don't want to come up here. And I can literally drop everybody from the panel and you and I can have a one-on-one conversation with the comments off. Because I'm really trying to understand how we're talking about IQs when we were literally in here talking about a predator, and you come in saying that we don't have jobs. Now, let's just say, for all intents and purposes, since you think we don't work, let's just say that our jobs are dealing with children. Oh, you asked if I had a job? Okay. But, so what would me having a job have to do with talking about Shay?
Okay, can I talk for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you said she's saying that she never said that you had one, but if you come in here asking, oh, do you have a job? You do this all day. You're insinuating that said people don't have jobs and don't work. So you can...
But my IQ is low. At 0 at that.
I don't know why y'all come in here and then try to talk to us in circles and try to insinuate that, we're not smart, we're not intelligent. No, y'all are hang supporters that want to... It's the fact that y'all are trying to miss the point. No, that's the energy you came on here with.
No,
you literally said y'all sit on here all day talking about Shay. Do y'all have a job? That is insinuating that people don't work. So,
and here's the thing. The girl has 2 kids and hasn't had a job in over a year. As a matter of fact, she doesn't have her kids. So you said she don't have her kids. Now what? So if she don't have her kids, she don't have that responsibility. Why is she still broke? Since we want to talk about jobs.
I know.
Do you not sit on here all day? What does that have to do with anything? I can sit on here for 24 hours if I want to. That doesn't mean that I don't have a job.
So does Shay, and she don't work.
I have a question. Because I think
well, they know they can't ask Shay why she's still begging, because if they ask her why she's begging, they're going to get blocked. So in order for them to stay in her good graces, just to see her continue to spiral and drink herself into oblivion, they like to sit in there and tell her that her fucking makeup is cute. But they come over here and talk about us or talk shit to us for talking about her, when the bigger issue is that children have been traumatized and ruined by this bitch. Ruined. And better yet, instead of asking me why I don't have a job, why don't you ask Shay why she still hasn't gotten her kid a haircut and she's running around asking for $50 a day? Ask Shay, why does she have a wish list up for herself but doesn't have one up for her kids? And by the way, for those that don't know, their first day of school was today. She hasn't bought a t-shirt, a pair of socks, or a pair of shoes, because them shoes that she bought during tax time, they don't fit anymore. These are growing little boys. So instead of her buying a motherfucking bottle, why the fuck isn't she doing what she's supposed to do for her kids? Oh, I forgot she don't want them. So then why is she still struggling if she doesn't have them, since we're talking about the kids being gone? Why is she still broke when she doesn't have them, since we're talking about the kids being gone?
I just wanted to say something real quick, Roxy, because I know exactly what kind of point she's trying to make.
So she can't make it with me.
CMB, you can correct me if you feel like I'm wrong on what your approach is coming into this live, but the consensus that I'm getting from your comments and how you're responding, you mentioned something where you said body shame, but you didn't have a chance to cook and say additionally what else we do on this live, which gives me the idea that you're in here occasionally. So I'm picking up what you're putting down. Basically, you're saying that the children are victims. However, you feel that how these lives are conducted, you don't agree on, because since she's lost the children are no longer in her custody. The incident that happened with Desiree happened a couple of years ago. The group chats when she was talking to minors and it had been discovered had also happened a couple of years ago, and that she's still continuing the same behavior, that there's no reason for there to be any sort of panel. There should be no sort of discussion with her because nothing about her is going to change? Or do you feel like the panel is not keeping to the subject, which is primarily just to discuss her being a bad mother? But if you discuss being a bad mother, it should only be about her being a bad mother, not talking about her appearance, how she looks, how she conducts herself. Like you said, body shaming her. I think I'm understanding what you're putting down here. And basically all you're saying is that you don't agree to how these lives are being conducted. You don't agree about this space because you feel like it's bullying. That's literally just what you think it is. You think it's bullying because she doesn't have her children in her custody anymore. So you don't see the purpose of this live, basically, because you believe just having conversations about her is not really doing anything beyond changing her behavior. And I feel like that is definitely your approach, because I've spoken to people like you before. But the thing is, just to close this up a little bit, is the fact that it really doesn't fucking matter. Ultimately, CMB, it doesn't really fucking matter. Just like Shay has access to a phone and she can get live and she can talk about whatever she wants to talk about. She can, stab at her phone with whatever she wants to. She can punch out her phone. She can get drunk. You guys can send her money and watch her destroy herself, because you mentioned that you follow her for entertainment purposes. Mm-hmm. I don't see how you're entertained because she doesn't engage with her chats. Mm-hmm. So you're only watching her for the crash out. You're only watching her primarily for that, or on the rare occasions that she tells all of her business and embarrasses herself. Shay is a lol cow. You need to do a little bit of your research, because primarily the people that follow her, if you look at the statistics, basically her live and how she gets her likes and everything, a majority of the people following her dislike her. I'm going to repeat that to you again, CMB. A majority of people...
We're doing way too much. We're giving her something that she already knows about.
She already knows.
But this is how I know. She knows. First of all, she knows too much to be coming in here asking about people having jobs. You're literally defending somebody that has children that they don't have, and they continue to sit on the internet like they don't have children.
We're not going to, that's what I'm saying. In terms of these lives, Roxy, is your live, your space, I'm always going to respect that.
Yeah, and if she ain't come in here, she can't answer. She can't even answer a simple question.
She can't. But the people that come in here and they ask the same, you remember, we always have these little back and forths where it's just do you guys work? Do you guys have a job? And honestly, when I saw the comment, I didn't even give it any attention, because at this point in time, for what? For what is what do we engage in?
You know what? I'm starting to feel like it's people like her. She wants to grow her page because she's only getting an average of maybe 400 views on her videos. So it's sounding like she's just trying to come in here so people can go to her page and view her videos and stuff.
That primarily could be the reason too, because a lot of people start talking about Shay to get a little bit of movement to their page, to get a little bit more views on whatever it is that they're doing. It was a chick who was selling t-shirts. It was another chick who was in school, like, you know, miss, I had a fucking degree in fucking psychology, couldn't find it. So look, the point that I'm making is that these people already know. They come in here and they make these shots, and then the main reason why they respond and they make these comments the way that they do is because the children are no longer in Shay's custody. That is it. That is all. It is because the kids are no longer in her care. Because she said that in a comment. She said, now what? After the kids are gone, now what? All of them say the same exact shit over and over and
Why would you
over and
want
over
to
again.
be entertained or associate yourself with somebody that lost their damn kids? Now, I could see if a person gives their children up because they feel that they're not going to be fit or they're not going to take care of them or give them the life that they deserve. But to say she don't have her kids no more, knowing that she lost them not once, not twice, but 3 times. How could you associate with that?
Because they don't care. Like, it's like they don't care. They don't give a fuck. As much as they say that the children are victims,
why do you
she said,
want to be on the wrong side of history? Okay.
Yeah,
why do you want to be on the wrong side of history?
She said, but you clocked her on that. But negates everything that the fuck that you just said prior.
Yeah, they're
it
victims.
Doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't care about the kids. The kids could be with her now and they don't care. The kids could be across the continent and they don't give a fuck. Because after the trauma has been done and the kids are no longer in their care, they're like, well, why do you keep talking about that girl? And why do you keep bringing it up? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No one gives a fuck anymore. Like, I honestly, these people who come in here don't have anything better to do. They have low visibility on their pages. They want some visibility. They want some attention. And I don't even think that our troll cousins in the comments should even be paying them any attention. You should pay these hoes dust. We know that we work. We know that we have jobs. We know that we have careers and pay mortgages and into life insurance and shit like that. These people that be coming in here, honestly, be coming in here just to ask stupid fucking questions. That's it.
But Shy, and all, I don't know about anybody else in the comments, but for you guys, y'all don't beat me up. I just want to say this. When I first got onto Hank, I'm not going to lie to you guys. At first, and this is before I discovered Roxy, Ghost, but anybody. When I first came onto Hank or found out, really dug into Hank, I was a sympathizer. Not sympathizer like, oh, y'all wrong or whatever. I didn't go into any of her lives. I'm literally just passing troll videos. I'm like, they need to leave the girl alone. Then I passed the live and she was like, oh, they just don't like me. My spidey senses started tingling. I'm like, well, why don't all these people like you so much? What did you do? It can't just be because of how you look. I live in the real world. I'm a dark-skinned black girl. That don't stop nothing for me. Not a thing. I got a big nose. I'm a thick girl. That don't stop nothing for me. So I'm like, it can't be that. I did the research. I am still educating myself, but I did the little research I did, whether the kids are in her custody or not. That's not somebody that needs to be on an app that can influence children. I don't understand what a lot of these sympathizers and these enablers don't get. It does not matter that the kids aren't there. Guess what? She's influencing other kids. Why is A not clicking to B for y'all? 2 + 2 makes 4 for me. Why is it making 8 for you? It's same equation. It's the same equation. It's the same thing. What aren't you guys piecing together and understanding? I don't get it. I truly realize, you guys are coming and attacking these people for bringing attention to someone who is dangerous to minors. She's dangerous to animals. She's dangerous to grown people. And you guys are mad that people are bringing attention to this. Why? When I discovered Roxy, when I discovered Ghost Bunny, Hank and Friends, everybody, when I discovered the actual pages, I don't go to any other. I stick to you guys because it's informative. This is not just, oh, I'm going to make money and then send Hank money so I can watch her crash out because I don't care. Because someone literally has said that before. I don't need to follow those people. I don't need to watch those people. Those are the people that while you guys are in Roxy's live asking Roxy and anybody else on this panel if they have jobs, why aren't you guys on those people's lives asking them why are they sending money to an alkie to watch them crash out? I'm pretty sure in the building she lives in, there's kids around there. Why is it okay for her to crash out where kids are visibly able to see her? Why aren't you asking that? Why aren't you asking, hey, why'd you send her money so she can go spend it on a bottle? I don't get it. Why are you guys asking people who care about other children, not even their own, other children, other people? Why are you guys so mad that they're actually showing they care about people? I just don't get that stuff. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like, what's the issue? I don't get it. What are you doing that's so wrong? I truly don't get it. Like, I seriously, it really, like, I know y'all don't want us to, what's the word? Communicate with them sometimes. I'm going to respect your wishes. I am going to respect your wishes. But it's something to hold myself back because I'm watching someone who actually cares inform me about someone who doesn't, and then you're getting on that person. That makes me very, very upset. Yeah, I want to get into you because you're showing me that you care for a
shut all that
predator.
shit down. Start asking them about them kids. They'll leave. It's kind of like how our aunties and grandmas and parents will tell you the quickest way to get rid of a dude is to ask him for some money. Start asking about them kids and watch how fast they don't respond. And when I say asking about the kids, ask them about that girl being a predator and see how fast you see she got up out of here. She left.
Because they don't care, bro.
And then
They don't have
for
an
you to
answer
sit
for
there and all the IQ levels are at zero. That's another thing too. Don't play on people's intelligence. Please, please, don't sit here and mix up your words or go around the world to try to get to a point that don't exist and then turn around and call me stupid. Baby, I'm not stupid. Very educated.
I am not offended by someone's failing esthetician page. Like, I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by the fact that you can't do eyelashes. Like, I'm not offended by that. Like, why the fuck would I be offended by that? What's offensive to me is you coming into these spaces and thinking you run shit. Please take your police ass somewhere else. Go take it to Shay's live. You say that you follow her for entertainment. You're following her for a crash out. Just like how people follow Tofia. No one's following Tofia genuinely because they care about that girl. They follow Tofia to get at her. That's literally it. I'm not that type of person. I'm not following Shay. I don't follow Shay on my pages. I'm not going into her lives and commenting in her lives and telling her about how bad of a fucking mom she is. But people want to come over here. They want to come over here and be like, well, why are you still talking about that girl? Well, why did she do what the fuck she did? Mm-hmm. Why did she do what she did? Why did she treat her children the way that she treated her children and then continuously showed us that she was not about any sort of growth and just wanted $20, $30, $40 for a bottle? Mm-hmm. $40
can I ask a question too? What entertainment are we like? So is it the crash outs that she's talking about? Is it the
crash out?
Is it the constant begging? Yeah, is it the constant begging? Are you waiting around to see if she's gonna get the $50? Like, what? I mean, what entertainment are you getting?
Maybe
because there's nothing entertaining about Shay. Even the crash out to me, it's funny, but it's really not entertaining for her to crash out.
They like to see
I also whatever that young lady. You are trying to say that these lives are wrong for that reason. I also want to ask you, what about her? What about when she threatens to unalive people? Mm-hmm. What about when she threatens to, not even threatens, what about when she insults people off of simple questions?
Mm-hmm. Didn't she say, the lady, it was an older woman in there, really, a real page with an older woman that was not trolling her, and the lady said something, and she was like, the son, you old ass bitch, I'll fuck you up, you old ass bitch. And it's like, the lady didn't say nothing that serious for you to go there.
See, things like this, that's what I'm saying. People are mad at you guys, but if you didn't just tell me that, I wouldn't have known. I'm still learning about the whole kid situation with this thing. Like,
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like that's the approach that I take to these people that come in these lives and they think that they can run any kind of shit. You can say, this is Roxy's space and I'm a mod. So if she tells me to mute, block, or whatever, then I'll do it at that point in time. But as long as she wants you in here, I'll let you rock and I'll leave you alone and I'll pay you in dust. Because I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. This is my motherfucking phone. Just like Shay be punching her shit out, guess what I'm going to do? Log into TikTok and I'm going to get on my homegirl panel and we going to talk our shit. And y'all can sit and ha ha, he, give your own opinion, or you can comment down there in the stands. Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
How about this? If I want to stay on live for another 6 hours, I'm going to do it.
That part. And you can. Because you have, that's your freedoms. Just like Shay has her freedoms, but that doesn't mean that Shay, even though she has these freedoms, is free of all consequences. And that's what's got y'all fucked up. Stop thinking that just because this shit happened so long ago, in her words, and that she's been held accountable for it, and that, the trolling is not karma, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is the internet. Not everybody is going to be on the same level of morality, just like everybody else. If you feel like you're not the type of person to get into somebody's life and talk about how they look in their body, good on you. Good on you. You're a good fucking person by your own goddamn standard. I don't give a fuck.
That don't make you a bad person. Listen,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ultimately, I don't give two fuck. You can go in there and tell her that she cross-eyed. Tell her she need an eye transplant. Tell her nose big as fuck. Tell her neck is hanging off the side. Tell her arms are flappy as hell. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I can go ahead and do it. Order 10, 30, 40, 100 pizzas. That's not me. That's not Roxy. That's not GB. No one is sending a army of fucking trolls to that girl's live. She already had trolls. She had trolls from when that video got live and she went viral of dancing in the fucking Apple Store. If you thought people was over here applauding her and saying, good job, baby, that's not what the fuck happened. That's not what the fuck happened when she went viral in that Apple Store. There were some people that was like, yeah, go ahead and get it, girl. And there was others saying that girl was ugly as fuck and she looked thrown off. Now, where's the police now? Where's the cyberbully? Where's the cyberbully police now? Like, this is the
it's like you said, it don't matter.
This the
Honestly,
internet.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly, it don't matter. This the internet. This is the internet. Just like how Shay gets on live and says, "I'm about to beat the fuck out of you, baby." Ooh, whoa, hold on there. Never been that deep. Never been that deep. Please don't put your meaty big hands on me. I will call the cops. I will call the police. I'll press charges, bitch. I don't do none of that. Too pretty to fight. I'm healed now. I don't fight niggas and I don't fight bitches. So you have nothing to worry about. I'm not gonna fight anybody. This is the internet. Do you know how weird that shit is? I can't wait to get my twos. I want to do a meet and greet. You know how weird that shit is? Yeah, but
30 years old at that.
At 31.
Yes.
At 31
years old is insane.
And you know what?
Insane.
Like you said earlier, not even. I do want to touch on something you said earlier. Everyone keeps saying, not everyone. Let me rephrase that. The supporters say, it was so long ago. Il Osby, yeah, I know who I'm talking about, did stuff years ago. Kelly Kells did stuff years ago. The pale man that just passed away that was a wrestler said things years ago. Do you see you guys see where I'm going?
Yes.
Those were years ago. People still to this day can't stand them. I don't care how much I love the Cosby Show. Rest in peace to Theo. That's the only thing I have when it comes to that. I don't care how long it was. I don't care if they're not hurt. I don't care about none of that.
And then just to add to that, what do they think is going to happen if she gets a
It's back to prove a point. She don't
what
want
do
it
they
for real.
think? What do they think is going to happen if she gets them kids back?
I think she was drinking when she had the kids. She was barely drinking when she had them. She was just drinking online because she thought it was cool.
Let me just say this. And responding to her saying Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Even if she would get them kids back, ain't nothing gonna happen, but they gonna get taken away again.
Exactly. Yeah, because nothing's gonna change. It's gonna be the same shit. The same stuff.
We know she's not getting them back. We know that, but she likes to say, "When I get the kids back."
Exactly. That's what her little support.
When she gets the kids back, what y'all gonna do? Well,
yeah,
she's gonna hurt again.
Yeah, they hear her say that, and then they're like, "Oh, well, no, she's not doing nothing. She's not.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Gonna do when she gets those kids back? I'm like, bitch, are you threatening me? Like, that's what it sounds like to me. When you say that, what are you gonna do when I get the kids back? I don't know. Report your ass? Like, I don't. What the fuck? What? Like, are you kidding me? If I see ribs on your oldest again, guess what I'm finna do? I'm finna report your ass. If that baby don't have no haircut and he not going to school again, I'ma report your ass. He should have not been missed 94 days of school, and then you get mad because he can't spell door. Bitch, that's your fault. That is your fault. That is your bad parenting. So when you get him again, if you're screen recording this, guess what I'm gonna do? Report your ass. You better be on your P's and Q's, ma'am. You better be on your P's and Q's, because I'm gonna report your ass. I'm a mandated reporter. I'm going to report what I see, and that's it, and that's all. I don't care. I don't play about kids. I don't play about people, women, man, neglecting children. That's not something I'm privy to or subscribe to. So if I see it, I'm going to report it, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. I don't care if you feel like I'm a hall monitor or I'm being the police, but let it have been your child. You will want somebody to report for you. Or be able to find my car keys and I'm getting ready to leave. Oh, fuck it. It's a hole in the wall.
Oh, they ruined. I can't breathe. Heart beating fast.
Mm-hmm.
Something very simple.
Something simple as hell. That's why I was like, oh, yeah, you need to go on and get your ass to therapy. And I was already in therapy, but I was lying to my therapist. So it was just like, I'm wasting both of our time. Like, she was just like, you'll be honest with me one day. And I'm just like, bitch, I'm honest with you right now. Straight up. I'm telling you what you need to know. And she just like, oh, okay. If you think so, is what she said to me. And I was like,
oh, let me tell you something. A therapist will clock your motherfucking ass real fast. And what because they're trained to not be offensive. So the way they do it is by asking you, and they be the most simplest questions.
Sometimes my therapist be trying me. I be having to catch myself and going up to the office and beating her ass.
Mine is a YT woman, and I would have never, because the therapist that I had before, they were black, but the one that I ended up keeping was so funny to me was she was an old YT woman, and the way she would clock my shit like nobody has ever clocked my shit before. I had to keep her because she was actually, asking me questions, real simple shit. I remember I came in there and we had a tele appointment, and Rue, I had just lost my keys, girl. I just lost my keys, so I'm in there breathing hard.
I'm already knowing how I go.
Sweating, angry, and she's just like, you look very uncomfortable. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm very uncomfortable today. Why are you uncomfortable? I lost my keys. I can't find my motherfucking keys. That's why. And she was just like, that sounds very light. I mean, I'm sure they're in your home somewhere. That shit triggered me so bad because I was like, why the fuck are you making light of this problem that I have? And then it all clicked for me. I was like, you know what?
It's not normal, right?
It's really not that serious. Like, you telling me I'm breaking glasses, punching holes in walls. I'm ready to really rile up and beat somebody's ass over my keys. I can't find my keys. And she's just like, she starts the stemming process where she's just like, why do you get there? Like, why are you here right now? Why do you have this emotion, this anger behind you over not being able to find something that you know is within your home? Do you want to backtrack with me? So we backtracking about the keys. I'm on the phone with her. And she's just like, did you find them yet? And I lied. I was like, no, I ain't find them, because the relief that I felt
When you got him.
Them keys.
That's right.
And
it's like a high.
It's like a high. It was like, oh my God, I found the keys that I was looking for.
And now you're exhausted.
And now I'm exhausted. I don't even want to go out no more. And I don't want to admit to my therapist that I this whole time where I'm like throwing shit all over the place, they was in the place that I always put them. And I don't know where my brain was not like, girl, check the fucking hook. Check the hook. They was on the hook the whole time. But your brain's so fragile. You got everything pulling you in all sorts of directions. You're not even thinking straight. You're not even going where you put your keys at. You're not even going there. But that's
the first place you looked and you ain't seen them.
Hello, like, look, I looked and got cross-eyed for a minute. I was like, fuck, them keys ain't over there. I know they not over there. I done convinced myself they weren't. And that lady had really got in my ass because she was just like, I know you found them. Like, no, I didn't find them. She was like, I'm gonna tell you how I know you found them because you're a lot calmer now. Your voice is a lot more leveled. You sound happier. Right now, and I'm looking at your facial expressions. You found the keys. You don't have to lie to me about you finding the keys. Do you feel better? And I was like, yeah, honestly, I do feel better. And she was just like, we're gonna have to dig a little deeper into that. And I really was uncomfortable because like therapy is uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to go through therapy. That's the problem with Shay Hinton is having.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. This life is not a comfortable place. Mm-hmm. And when you're trying to fix it, so when you're all broken, do you think it's going to feel good to get put back together?
No, it doesn't.
They showed us that with the Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm. And then just even like addressing childhood trauma in itself, addressing the little girl or the little boy in you is painful.
Yep.
And it be a lot of harsh realities.
That's right.
Especially when you fully accept it and you sit in that silence for like 20 to 24 to 48 hours and you just sitting there accepting it.
Like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And not for nothing, I used to be one of those people that was like, you know how Shay the other day was like, blame my parents. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? I used to be one of those people. And I'm going to let y'all know right now, being one of those people will stagnate you.
Absolutely.
It will stifle you and it will stop you from growing. Period. It will stop you from being a better person. If you're walking around with that chip on your shoulder, like everything is everybody else's fault. Every downfall that you face was because of someone else, or you're running around playing the victim all the time, that shit is going to keep you in the same place that you're in. Period.
Mm-hmm. I was in a woe is me phase. And I never forget what my aunt said to me, honey. I went through times. This is when I owned a salon. And everybody would see me and oh, she's on top of the world. Oh, she's doing this and she's doing that. But they didn't know that when I went home, I was miserable. I was crying. I was slanging stuff everywhere. I, just didn't want to even exist. I mean, just slang. It was probably snot all over my walls in that house. Mm-hmm. And my aunt called me one day and I was in the middle of my little episode and she's like, what is going on? I said, my mom hadn't even done nothing to me at this time. Like, she wasn't even bothering me. Like, this is me in my head. And I'm like, my mama this and my mama this, my mama. And she said, your mama down there asleep. You have to pick up your own life. Yes, she done some bad things. Yes, she took me through it for no damn reason. But at some point, you have to take your own life into your own hands. I am 47 years old. What I look like saying, oh, I did this because my mama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so
I made that decision because I wanted to make that decision.
That part.
One thing that I learned, and this is through therapy and just after therapy and doing the work, is that you cannot live somebody else's life for them.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about and you could comment on and have an opinion and all of that, but it is physically impossible for you to live your life and live somebody else's life for them.
I'm telling you that rule that you said, she told you that your mom was sleeping good at night. I tell you what, I had that crash course with my therapist and the way that it changed, even the way that I dated. You don't understand. You don't understand, man.
Yes, ma'am. My mom
was able the same way that I look at it because you should be emboldened to say what the fuck you want to say on the internet. Who is gonna hold you accountable? Really? Is somebody gonna pull up to your house and choke you? Is somebody gonna put their hands on you? Is somebody gonna do something? If you
some people
form your
will.
opinion,
You need to watch out doing that.
Come on,
some
now.
people actually will.
Listen, if somebody actually finds out where you are and pulls up to your house, that's a whole different type of ball game that we're talking about. And you should probably practice internet safety, because a lot of the times people be connecting all of their pages together and then don't recognize that they have an address posted over here, and they done found your full name, and now they done found your phone number, and then they done found your employer. You need to do a little bit better about your internet safety. The internet is not a safe place, period. Why do you think that there's so many people that do what Chris Hansen does outside of what Chris Hansen does with his show? Like how there's so many people that catch predators online, because Chris Hansen, baby, is not enough. It's not enough. A lot of predators out here. That's why people are always over here. You know, you watch those videos and they be over here tracking down these people that talk to these kids, and they're like, oh, but I didn't know that they were 13. They told me they were 18. They told me they were 18, but you drove 4.5 hours away, crossed state lines to meet a 14-year-old. And someone said, because you thought that they were role playing. No, the fuck you didn't. And it's just like this situation with Shay. No, the fuck you knew what you were doing was wrong. You just thought that you were going to get away with it. You thought that those messages were not going to come to light, and they did. And instead of taking accountability for the shit and leaving the internet, taking a break, doing something, you asked ChatGPT to come up with the most stupidest fucking apology ever. And then when someone clocked you on using ChatGPT, you use ChatGPT again to respond. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't. I literally don't. People want to come up, what do you do for a living? I sit on panels all day, and that's how I get my bills paid. I beg for gifts. I'm going to put my Cash App on my profile because I really need people to donate, because I'm about to lose my house. Because this is all that I give my life to. I just sit up here and I talk about Shay all day long. This is my life.
You know what?
Yeah.
That brings up a good point. When they come in here and ask, like, do y'all work? Well, how else do you think my rent is being paid?
Mm-hmm.
You think by me sitting on TikTok and getting gifts or whatever, thank y'all for the gifts, and I'm not trying to downplay anything, but do they think that, you know, I mean, I just want to know what that even means. Like, what the hell does that have to do with me being on live?
Baby, just start putting your Cash App up.
Maybe if Shay doesn't sit on live every day.
If my Cash App was up or whatever, or I'm, you know, like, I don't get it. I really
Listen, they act like they don't. They act like they don't swap between her profiles trying to catch her live.
I need somebody to put Roxy Cash App in the comments, and we gon' pin it. And then if they ask, does she have a job? We're just gonna tell them, hey, I need you to send some money to the Cash App, because no, obviously she doesn't. She doesn't have a job. None of us have a job. We don't. This is what we do 24/7, 7 days a week. We get on live and we talk about this bitch and all her mishaps and the shit that she be doing. And that's how we live. That's how I get food on my table. That's how all my bills are paid through Shay. Y'all got it. Y'all got the viral clip. I admitted it. That's how I live, y'all. That's how I live. And right now, I don't have no gifts. I can't cash out. You know how it is with TikTok, y'all. We only get paid on this day. So I really need the money now, because I need money, you know, to get a Lyft and an Uber to God knows where. Because I have a car. But I need y'all money because I don't want to drive my car. Maybe I need it for gas money or some shit. I don't know. I'm finna just start lying, Roxy. Real shit. I'm just gonna start lying and see how ridiculous the lies can get. I'm just gonna start lying. Fuck it. I'm tired of this shit. Because it's the same boring ass people that come in here and then they never get on the panel. They do this boring shit. And it's not even, Roxy, you can't tell me that these questions are fun, girl. You can't. It's so boring. They never come up here and be like, you know what? I'm about to pop my shit. They don't ever come up here and pop their shit.
They just trolls. They're trolls, just like the trolls in Shay's chat. They're trolls.
Oh,
they don't actually care.
Oh no,
They don't actually care.
Trolls are funner than that. Trolls are funner than that. They really are fun, you know.
I didn't say they was good trolls.
Yeah, you didn't. You're right. There is a distinction.
No, but literally, they don't come in here with anything of substance. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. And then you guys explain and educate, and they don't care. They go right back in their chat, and they love to watch her crash out. They love to watch her be triggered, because these days, everything triggers her.
That's my thing. You trying to tell me y'all staying in there for a fucking YouTube playlist? Look,
and then she has the audacity to open up her
can't be
panel.
that. It
Why
can't
would you
be
open
only
up your
because
panel?
her playlist be
Because
hit.
she loves it.
Like,
Please.
y'all better
she
get
loves it. She loves it. She loves to be triggered. Why would you open up your panel? Why would you do that with all of the stuff going on today? Like the last week. Why would you do that?
Hey, Polo.
She's addicted to it. She's addicted.
I know, special guest. I'm a special guest, y'all. Special guest.
Polo, you ain't no special guest. You are a missed guest. Where you been at?
Girl, tell me why I've been working every fucking day.
Baby, we all know Wait.
Rob, I for sure have a job.
I'm sorry. We don't know.
We don't got jobs.
There's no way.
We don't work.
Yeah, there's no way that you can have a job. You can't have a job when you're talking about Shay.
Oh, so I need to get kicked off the panel. Oh, okay. Well, boot me. Boot me. Boot me. I got a job, Shay. I got a job. And it pays my bills. It does.
Yeah, that's what I was just asking. Like, how do they think our bills get paid if we're not working?
We could be on live every day and still have all our bills paid. I don't get it. I wonder why nobody has taught Shay anything at this point.
Let me tell you, I have a theory about why they really think like people don't work. I was speaking to someone. They just started like going on Instagram, not Instagram, Lord Jesus, excuse me, sorry, TikTok Live. They just started like actually going on TikTok Live, and they were like, "Oh, I only made this amount of money. I thought it was going to be more." And I was like, "Well, why would you think it would be more?" And she was, "Oh, well, because I see people on there and this, that, and the third." And I'm like, I still don't understand why you think that equals more money. I'm like, what's the correlation? And literally she was just like, well, because people are on there and some people are on there all day. I'm like, still you get what I mean? So I think a lot of people really do assume that like, you gotta be making money because you're on the live or you get on live multiple times. Like some people really think that. Like I've come to realize that. They really truly think that. Like, and I think that's why they think.
To be honest, I feel like if Shay was to equal up all the money that people have sent to her and actually was to put that money towards like bills and things, I think she would be definitely in a better place than she is right now at this very moment.
But
people would send her money for her bills. People would send her money for her kids. I mean, I can see. You get kicked out of every place that you come into, that you come in contact to, because you don't pay the bills. And we know how it goes. Shay gets a new place. She get a new place. She don't pay the bills with people send her, and then she crashes out and she gotta leave. Am I right? Am I wrong?
But this is my thing. You have the luxury, a lot of people, I say luxury because it is a luxury. I don't care what no one say, how people look at you. For you to be able to sit at home and have all of your bills paid by other people's taxes, you're living in luxury because not a lot of us have it like that. So you have it like that. You mean to tell me for 3 to 4 days out the week, instead of begging people for the cash, you mean to tell me you can't get up, go work in a Sephora, go work in an Ulta, a beauty supply store, anything. Literally still be able to get on live and save up your money. So when people do send you those type of things, and not save up your money, spend your money for your bills. So when people do gift you with money You're able to put it towards something. Put it in your pocket. Hey, y'all sent me this. I bought this stuff. I'm going to do a live where y'all can watch me try it on. You know, see how it looks on me. I may do a raffle. You get what I'm saying? Like something. You can literally do something more. I don't get like I have an opportunity to live where I live because I am helped by my family. I still have to get my butt up and work. That don't do like
every day.
That helps me. I still have to support myself. I still have to work for myself. When I want to, I like to make nails on the side, like personal nails. When I need supplies, I have to go work for that. I don't ask nobody because I'm already getting that. I already am getting some type of help. So what do I look like then going to ask those same people that are helping me for something that I'm trying to do for myself to help myself so I don't have to keep doing that? Y'all can't sit up here and tell people they're too invested in this, is that, and the third as you guys then turn around and invest your cash into someone who's going to call you all type of B's and 304s, punch the screen, poke at the screen with a sharp. Like you can't tell me that these people are too invested, but you're not as too invested.
Since the time I've been going, I didn't see Shay punch the phone 6 times
in the last week. And then, mind you, she's admitted to being terrible with her money. She has come out and said it. I'm terrible at saving money. I can't save money for nothing. And they still send her money. Like, what?
That's like sending your money down the drain.
Literally. I mean, somebody said in your face, tell me I'm terrible with money. I spent, as soon as y'all send it to me, I'll blow it. And then I get right back on here and beg y'all for more. And they just send it.
What?
You know something I've noticed? A lot of people give you guys, like people like Roxy, people like Dom, you know, anyone who shows basically is very informative about certain people. One thing I've noticed, they have like a certain, they move the goalpost, or it's a certain goalpost for Hank, but y'all can't have the same goalpost. Perfect example. They'll sit up there and tell y'all to get up and work, but give Hank money. They'll tell y'all to pay attention to the kids, to your kids, whatever kids in your vicinity, but then turn around and be like, it's okay, you're working towards getting them back. You guys will sit up there and be like, you're dirty, or this is that and the third, but then turn around and see Hank's pigsty and say that it's unkept. I don't get it. Why does this person, like, I don't understand.
What was that just on the screen, Roxy?
I'm sorry.
What was that? I'm sorry. What was that on the screen just now? What was that? What is that? I can't read it. You know how bad
They wrote some advocates for children wrote a letter to the authorities to call for Shay to be investigated.
Oh yeah. See, this is what we should do. You know what I'm saying? This is what people should have been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Easily. And y'all, and then they get mad because they're like, "Oh, well, y'all never gonna let her get her kids back." And yeah, that's the point. That's the point. Why would we want to send kids to somewhere that doesn't love them? Basically, they take care of them.
Hey, Jay.
Because it's not
Monte.
What's up, Don? Hello, Jay.
Monte.
All my faves here.
Everybody,
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Hello.
How can we help them put the letter out? So, I posted it in the Hank Hinton Facebook group. I believe I sent it to Rue today. So I'm not sure when she's gonna post it, but she said she's gonna post it. I mean, I did post it in the group, so if anybody wants to go in the group, I'm not gonna post it on my page. Well, I can. It really